on the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Today's episode is brought to you by Reverend Mark. Reverend Mark picked up all the beers for this episode and brought them back for us to try. They are from the Iron Hill Brewery.
To start off, we're going to have the Dankonia Juicy IPA. Next, the Kryptonic Haze Imperial Juicy IPA. The 2022 Grand Inquisitor Bourbon Barrel Aged Russian Imperial Stout. The 2022 St. Malty of the Rum Barrel, which is a Belgian-style quad aged in rum barrels. And last, my favorite, is the Jittery Monk, a rye whiskey barrel-aged Belgian-style triple.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Welcome, everyone. Gather round for yet another Suds segment where we don't do it for the money or the fame. Well, which is probably good because we have neither of those things.
Neither of those things.
Yeah. Well, we do it for the love of beer, darn it. I mean, that's what we're here for. I'm one of your hosts, good old Gal Juliana, and joining me at the table today is good old Boy Barger.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Reverend Mark.
Glad to roll these beers out in your direction.
Wow.
That was perfect.
It was.
That was. Good old Boy Sparky.
I'm not wearing pants.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
We noticed.
And it only took one episode to get him there.
I know.
Well, it was the warm-up, right?
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. Good old Boy Dave.
Hey, I am. Well, actually, I'm not wearing pants.
This is a pantsless episode.
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
I think you're the only one wearing pants.
Well, I'm the girl.
Yeah.
You know,
Fair.
there's that. Okay. Well, today's episode is brought to you by Reverend Mark. No, literally, Reverend Mark picked up all the beers for this episode and brought them back for us to try. They are from the award-winningest brewery east of the Mississippi, Iron Hill Brewery. Primarily based out of Philadelphia area, they have 22 locations across 5 states. Good old Boy Dave, why don't you give us some background?
So basically, some dude named Kevin Finn was living in Delaware in 1990, and his wife gave him a homebrew kit. Huh, wonder how that feels.
What a swell lady.
I've heard this
Yeah.
story before.
He starts making beer, and it's good. His buddy Mark Edelson joins him, probably to get free beer, and they start entering some homebrew contests and winning. Then in 1994, they are introduced to an experienced restaurateur named Ken Davies. 3 years later, they open for business in their first location in Newark, Delaware. A year or so later, they open their second location in Westchester, PA. And they keep making awesome beer and great food. And then fast forward to now, and like you said, they have 22 locations in 5 states.
Woohoo.
Way to be.
I know,
Iron Hill.
right? Okay, Reverend Mark, since you picked them out, why don't you give us today's lineup?
Be glad to. And we have a good smattering of canned product as well as bottle aged. Smattering.
Yeah.
What a word.
That's great.
So to start off, we're going to have the Iron Hill Brewery beers, starting with the Dankonia Juicy IPA. Next, the Kryptonic Haze Imperial Juicy IPA. Segueing now into the bottled products, we will have the 2022 Grand Inquisitor. The bourbon, it is a bourbon barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout. Next, the 2022 St. Malty of the Rum Barrel, which is a Belgian-style quad aged in rum barrels. And last, my favorite, just the name, I guess, is the Jittery Monk, a rye whiskey barrel-aged Belgian-styled tripel.
Those all sound amazing.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks. That was perfect. Okay, go to Boy Barger. Why don't you give us the SUDS ratings for today?
Glad to. We will be discussing and rating these beers with a SUDS rating plus our signature belching sounds. And here are those ratings now. Number 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a bud. Number 2, was that a belch? Number 3, what a relief.
That made me uncomfortable.
Number 4, you know, a body shouldn't really make that sound. Number 5, listen to that hang time. Give me another.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, that just keeps on going, doesn't it? Okay, before we get to the beer, Rev Mark, why don't you tell us how you came upon Iron Hill, which Iron Hill you happened to go to, and did you enjoy Iron Hill?
Yeah, well, my lovely wife and I were taking part in a family tradition, which is the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival, which this was the 51st annual. And so my wife's family are all in bluegrass music, and her dad actually helped start this festival in 1972.
Nice.
Wow.
So it started in Delaware, but now it is in Woodstown, New Jersey. So we went to the Iron...
Because when you think of bluegrass, New Jersey. What you think of.
Every time.
Well, you just go across the Delaware River, which is really interesting. You can go to New Jersey from Delaware just fine, but when you come back, you have to pay a toll, which means you have to pay to get out of New Jersey.
Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we were there for the weekend, and it happens every Labor Day weekend. It is put on by the Brandywine Friends of Old Time Music. So it is both bluegrass and then old time, which is like mountain music. And so I made sure that my brothers-in-law play with Danny Paisley and the Southern Grass. So they're there every year, but they travel around the country. I won't list all the people that were there, but we had Riders in the Sky.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Daly and Vincent. Then we had Dan Tominski, who, you know, is
Oh, yeah.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And
Hey, do you have anybody there with one of them wash tub bases?
Yeah,
All of them.
yeah, yeah. They'd be thrown out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and then,
old time.
and then the last person I mentioned, Larry Sparks, been there. He's been in the business since like the early 70s.
I approve of him.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's all you needed right there.
So anyway, we wound up going to the original Iron Hill Brewery in Newark, simply because we wanted to get some local beer beyond what was simply being offered at the fabulous Wawa. You know, I mean, they had a lot of good stuff, but
I
you know.
mean, yeah.
What's a Wawa?
We're getting one right near my house.
No way.
Yes, in Bellevue.
Wawa is
The very
coming to
first one-
Tennessee?
Yeah.
The first one is literally going to be within walking distance of my house.
It's a really cool place, but they had,
Just like a
your-
liquor store?
no, it's just
It's a convenience store with ridiculous sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't get out much.
No,
It's all good.
it's a north of the Mason-Dixon line.
But
kinda
also
thing.
Florida somehow.
What? Mm-hmm. Or maybe the
All the people from
Transplants.
north
Yeah.
who go down.
Yeah.
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 Snowbirds. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very well appointed kind of convenience store, and they had a lot of good commercial beer, good craft beer, but they didn't have anything like local.
Local.
So,
Gotcha.
so we wanted to venture out one afternoon and came across Iron Hill, and like you say, they had a reputation of winning more GABF awards and all of any brewery north of the Manson-Nixon line, and so we kind
Sounds
of
right.
focused on some of their canned product as well as the bottle stuff we brought.
Nice. How was the food?
Excellent, and that's another
Good.
thing. Yeah, at least the Newark facility we went to had a very impressive menu, and I remember I had just the fish and chips, but
right.
otherwise we were eating kind of like fairground food, So
Yeah.
Funnel
Yeah.
cakes for
Yeah.
days.
Funnel cakes and
Yeah.
corn dogs.
Corn
Elephant
dogs.
ears.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a meat on a stick? I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, these
Let's
are turkey
go.
legs?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Okay.
Let's drink some beer.
Let's get into it. And qualifier, Dave and I have been to the Westchester, the Westchester version of this
And we also
back in the
loved
day.
it.
So I used to work for a company that was headquartered in Westchester.
Nice.
And back then, Pennsylvania's beer laws were insane.
Yeah.
Like you could only get a 6-pack at a bar,
Yep.
but the headquarters.
They
were-
haven't changed really much.
Is that
Oh,
to
no,
go?
seriously?
You get a 6-pack to go?
Well,
at a
no,
bar?
so now you
can
can get
buy
it-
them at a convenience store. You can buy them at a grocery store.
But now it's like a 12-pack. So if
Yeah.
I go to Wegmans to get,
We
and
have to go in
Wegmans
and out
actually
like
has a
6
nice
times.
selection of beer, but it's a 12-pack and that's it. So can you imagine me as a beer lover? Yeah.
Yeah, so you could only get beer. You could take out beer from a bar, like 6-packs from a bar, but you couldn't get it at the grocery store. You couldn't get it at a convenience store. You could go to a package distribution warehouse and load up by the
But
case.
by the case.
by the case
yes,
there.
and we still have plenty of those.
And our corporate headquarters was right across the street from a package
awesome.
warehouse. So it kind of worked out well.
That's awesome.
Ah, nice. That'll help you get through the day.
Go to the packy.
Okay, so let's get to the first beer. And we are going to go with the Dankonia Juicy IPA, 7.2% ABV. Hazy, crazy, and totally groovy, baby.
Boy,
It's
this is
time for
aptly named.
Dankonia. Yeah, it's a juicy New England style IPA with intense pineapple and tropical fruit notes, plus a big old batch of dry hops.
I don't.
Is that Centennial?
This is after the last New England that we just had. This is like such a different experience and like more typical for what I would have expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is very danky.
Super
And-
dank.
Well, I had 0 expectations. So
Fair.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying it critically. I was just saying I enjoyed this lots more than that last one that we had.
But it's night and day.
night and day
I mean,
difference.
Well,
and
this beer's almost
so much,
twice as big.
Yeah, this is
Well,
so much drier.
Fair,
Yeah.
but there's just so much
I mean,
there.
Not as much sweetness. I mean, it's just all dank hops all day long.
Yeah.
you mean you
it's-
like this better than the Juicy Juice?
Yeah.
Iced tea?
Juvie juice.
We
yeah.
will never
Man,
speak of that
this
again,
is,
my friend. Never.
Ooh, it's burning me a little bit.
No, that didn't happen.
Get a little bit of hop burn off this.
Well,
thing.
there is definitely hot burn for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, good grief. It just keeps getting
Well,
danker.
we'll be back in just a minute with more.
Oh my God.
Welcome back, everyone. So, what do you get when Rev Mark goes to a restaurant? You get Iron Hill beer.
Oh, I was going to say arrested, but keep going.
Ooh, wow.
escorted out.
Okay. Well, what we're talking about in today's episode is a smattering of beers from Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. And this first one that we were talking about right before the break was the Dankonia IPA.
Any more?
And
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
yeah, so this is big. It's coming in at 7.2% ABV, and that's
That's a lot.
That's robust.
Right.
Yep, that's very robust.
Robusto. So since this is from a restaurant, what would you pair this beer with food wise?
God, man.
It better be something strong.
I was going to
flavored.
say it would bounce off. Like, I would love to have this with some Thai food or something spicy. I think would be about the only thing that you could fight this with. Maybe a salad because there's so many hops still in this.
Yeah. You should use this, mix some olive oil in this and just make the
it's
dressing.
pretty much the
Indian
sound.
food.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Love
anything
it.
like with a big punch to it, I think would pair well.
Yeah, this is This is just great to style. It's not too sweet. You know, there's still hops getting stuck in my teeth as I'm drinking it.
The particulates.
Definitely floral.
And it definitely has like a malt foundation,
Yes, yeah.
but it's not overly assertive either. So the hops really do shine.
Yeah, it doesn't get in the way at all.
It's got that mouth coat of hops.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's hit me in the back of the...
Yeah.
Wow.
Back of the head.
All of it. Good grief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's really nice. We are going to rate the Dankonia a 4.
Good job, Iron Hill.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the smallest beer in the flight.
Yeah, what happens next, Juliana?
Well, funny you should ask.
Is there, do you have
Sobriety
a wheel?
test.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a wheel? Is there a wheelbarrow you're gonna just like toss me out on?
Oh, but there is. Okay.
Nap time is
So
what's
next up, 9% ABV, mind you.
Thanks for going easy on us.
Oh, well, you know.
Officer, we found him in the yard this way.
Yeah. So this is the Kryptonic Haze Imperial Juicy IPA. One sip could make this double IPA your kryptonite. Double dry hop with the supernova of Amarillo, Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops.
Mosaic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
I like Dank better.
It's like they did a pound of every hop per can.
Do you think there's some lactose in this?
There's definitely.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There has to be.
I don't think so.
for all that amount of hops.
There's no sweetness.
No, but there's got to be something.
I think it's oats.
Maybe it's oats.
Oats?
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's just, I don't see how you would put lactose in this.
No.
Nope. Because now you'd have some residual sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it would
yeah.
come
That's
through.
right. That's right.
It would come through kind
Okay.
of milkshake IPA-ish, and this is not that.
No. This
There's
is
definitely
not.
some hop burn going on.
But it's juicy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like pithy juicy of the Dankonia, which
See, I like this one better than the last one just because there's a little more nuance to this one. That last one, it's just like was like Mike Tyson punching you in the face. This was more like Muhammad Ali punching you in the face. You're still getting punched
He's
in
a
the
gentleman.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, a gentleman
But
punch.
he's dancing around a little bit more.
See,
Rope a dope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm the exact opposite. I
Yeah.
like the Dank more than I like this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm with you, Barker. I'm on that one.
I think that the crispness of the Dank really made it shine.
Yeah.
And that the milkiness, even though we know it's not lactose now, but the creaminess of this one just flattens out some of the hops, and it doesn't really hit the palate like the other one does.
Do you know what does hit? The 9%, because
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
I think
Yeah.
there's
There.
alcohol and hop burn on this one.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, I could see that.
Do you remember back, like when, like this is 9% and it's a double IPA? You remember like back in the day when like double or triple like meant
It was like 7% was a double IPA.
Seven was a double.
Yeah.
Right?
And this would be a barley wine.
Right? yeah.
This is a hazy
Bigfoot.
This is a hazy American barley wine.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the OG Sierra Nevada Bigfoot.
You know, also, I think the Dankonia it was really crisp and nuanced in its own unique way and was delicious, consumed cool. Whereas I'm thinking this one would be better on a cold day, warming up and drinking it more slowly.
Yeah.
This is not a really good warm day beer because it warms you.
I tell you what,
it does warm
the
you.
burps
Yeah.
coming off this beer.
Oh no.
Holy
How's that
moly.
Mosaic
man.
treating you now, buddy?
I'll tell you this. I'm actually looking forward to one of those Belgian beers to kind of cleanse my palate a
Yeah.
little bit.
The day that, man, I wish I could have a barley wine palate cleanser.
You need a
You know
palate
what I mean?
cleanser?
Yeah.
Gotcha, right.
Can I get a
But
shot
they're-
of bourbon to
Yeah.
cleanse my palate a little bit?
Boy, this quad just cleaned everything out.
Wow. Yeah. But I really like the transition of both. Like, you know what I mean? Because like in looking at them, okay, you got a danky, you got a hazy. Okay, they're going to be about the same, but they couldn't be any more separate.
Oh, they're
you know what
so
I mean?
far apart.
Yeah.
I have to tell
Yeah.
you, I'm not very familiar with this brewery, and even though they're all over the place, I guess.
Well, they're like Pennsylvania,
regional,
Delaware.
sure, but
yeah.
it sounds like they've done great regionally.
Oh yeah.
What I'm fascinated with is I wonder like what their flagships, whatever they started off with, because obviously it's not these two beers, and they've done a really great job with them, and I think you don't always see that with.
Look, I wonder if they have a good lager.
Well, yeah, I mean, like whatever their like main lines are.
I'm trying to remember what they had. They had quite a variety of beer on tap. But I picked these up because these were their canned products mostly.
Okay.
The canned and
Got
bottled.
it.
So apparently this is what's hot right now in terms of canned product going out the door.
But I mean, these are great, and just
Can they make anything that's less than 6%?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they can and they have. So
I know.
Their first so as home brewers, I guess, yes. They took first place in the category of dark ales in 1990. So that's where the whole thing got
dark
started.
ales. Wow.
Were they
Right.
the only dark ale in the category?
Probably.
Don't know about
It was
that.
12.5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to see if they say anything about.
I think Rev Mark was right. This thing is actually better
As it's warming up.
it's warming up, which is insane to think about for an IPA.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1997 then, so like they started as homebrewers around 1990. In 1997, now they're Iron Hill, okay, in Delaware. And at their first GABF, they won, doesn't say what medal they took, but it was for their Lodestone it was a gold for their Lodestone lager.
Okay.
So they started
There you go.
Yeah.
with the lager. And I think when we were there, I think we had a lager or two, and then we had like some heavier stuff.
Yeah. We brought some big beers back with us, but
Yeah.
I think most of what we drank there with dinner was lighter
Was
stuff.
the lighter ones, but it was, good. I mean, and also like between Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, there's a lot of German influence in the beers that were coming out around that time. So, I mean, as well as like Belgians, because one of our favorite places in Philadelphia,
The Dirty Monk.
yeah, I mean, was
It's totally not called the Dirty Monk.
no, it's like Monk's
Sounds hot.
Cafe. I
Oh
think.
yeah, of course, Mexican. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's an iconic place.
I just like
Right.
how she didn't correct me. when said
I
the
just was
Dirty
like, I just want to move on.
.org.
But anyways, it was all about,
Yeah, Monk's Cafe,
the Belgian
which is
influence too, because we didn't have a lot of super craft at the time. So what we were getting imported into the big cities
and
was
it's like the beer stores around where Juliana lives or is from. Like down here, you can get a few. You get Chimay and you get Saint Bernardus and a few little things, La Chouffe and stuff. But like up there, man, their Belgian section it's like being in
it's
Belgium.
gorgeous. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's nice. And also like, I mean, in the German influence, like there's a lot of German breweries that we don't get down here.
So next time we go up there, we're going to bring back a couple of shows of like
All
Belgian
imports.
stuff you never see
Yeah.
of the European things that just don't
I feel
make
like
it down here.
I feel like before the home brewing, craft brewing scene really opened up in the U.S. I mean, that's really like in the 90s and the late
If you were a
80s.
beer
it
nerd,
was-
that's what you
That's what you're drinking.
Yeah.
You're drinking all imports, and that was like the
you
thing,
had like
right?
Right.
you
and
know,
half of them were oxidized. but-
all of them were on.
we had like Anchor, and then
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
like
And then everything else.
Yeah.
Anchor, Sam
Yeah.
Adams, and then every import you could possibly
Yeah,
find.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then eventually Sierra came around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was a tough time for craft beer.
It's
Well,
like-
I mean,
it
because
was
you
like the
didn't
Great
have a lot of
Depression.
options.
No, you didn't. No, and there were a lot of styles that. Yeah.
It was like the Dark Ages, and then
It
We had
was,
to
man.
fashion our own cans.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and
some
it's
of them
hard
are
to-
made out of wood.
Yeah.
I had
Well, and
to
it's hard
drink
to believe
Milwaukee's
where
best.
we came, how far we've come. And then
Yeah.
we got these little teeny boppers that want seltzer.
Non-alcoholic.
I don't
beer.
even think they want that now. I mean, I think the whole thing is, the younger generations don't want alcohol at all. I mean, they just don't even want that stuff. Which I know. I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
Fentanyl. It's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
Sure.
Sip Sets and
Sorry.
Smokes does not.
What was I thinking?
We do not endorse fentanyl.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into something darker.
Well, no, we have to rate.
Oh,
sorry.
We didn't even rate it? Oh,
Yep.
crap. Well, okay. The Kryptonic Hazy Imperial Juicy IPA. We are rating
5.
a 4.
Under protest.
Fair.
Okay. So now let's get into something darker and deeper.
Hey, girl.
We're going to go to the 2022 Grand Inquisitor.
Good
So
Lord.
boozy.
This is 9.8% ABV. This is a bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout.
Yikes.
Hey, Juliana. I forgot to shave my nose hairs this week, but then I smelled this.
It took care of it
took
for
care of
See,
it.
look at
Spontaneously
Can
combusted.
you get your nose hair off my papers, please?
Sorry, bro. Sorry about that.
the multitasking that happens at this table is amazing. Yeah. So,
Lord.
It smells better than it finishes.
so this has whole vanilla beans in it to balance out the bourbon and the stout.
Wow.
I need to drink a little bit of this to get the IPA out of my.
Did we just go ASMR?
Apparently we did.
Yeah, we did.
The
Wow. This is definitely as advertised.
Imperial bourbon barrel aged stouts was always my choice
Really?
to go to for beers.
Okay.
I was always a big beer drinker, and big dark Imperial bourbons were my thing. But, man, this one does not finish like I like an Imperial bourbon barrel stout to finish.
How do you want
Little
it?
too
How do you
sweet?
want it to
Yeah.
finish?
I want that malty characteristic on the back end. That
You want the barrel in the front?
yeah,
and
that
then
coats my tongue. Now
Okay.
it could be the kryptonite in my mouth as well. I'm gonna get a
Well-
rinse and try it again.
I'm fairly
but
certain the insides of all of our mouths have pretty much been burned out at this point.
Okay, so, but Reverend Mark, help me with this. But a Russian Imperial Stout.
It's really fast.
It
I mean,
does.
it
yeah,
goes
it's
really fast.
rapid.
Yeah.
yeah, real
Yep.
thin.
Can't slow down.
Nope.
In a hurry.
We're not sorry. It's just going to keep happening.
I need a sound. Maybe not quite that sound.
Oh.
No, but Russian Imperial Stouts.
Correct. Okay.
They're gonna be fruitier, like dark
That's right.
fruit molasses.
Yeah,
you're gonna
Not necessarily malt. I mean, like
Right.
most bourbon barrel stouts are going to be more, I hate to say regular stouts, but like an oatmeal stout or just a basic stout, because the bourbon is going to come in and give you those flavors to help nuance the stout. But a Russian Imperial, no, that's big, bold fruit.
Right. And I think that them adding vanilla beans was just a little bit overkill.
Yeah, because I don't really
you're going to get
even-
that in the barrel
Yeah.
anyway.
You totally
Yeah.
get out of the barrel. I'd love to know what bourbon this was too.
I feel like it confuses your taste buds because you're trying to get that bourbon out, that mouth coat feel with that, and then when you hit that stout with it, well, when you just throw vanilla beans in there, vanilla bean is just going to neutralize a lot of that thickness, a lot of that bold flavor you're going to get and
Yeah.
overpower it.
Yeah, I think it does kind of cut through some of the dark fruit a little bit, kind of undercuts it, because from all those dark malts, where you get your, you get some of the plum and everything like this. I don't know.
Just age it for a couple of years and all the vanilla. will
Yeah,
fall
and I
away.
wonder how long
Yeah.
they left it in the barrel.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
there an age statement on the bottle?
Let's see.
That's it. You had your hand on it first. The Saint Marie.
No, this is
Oh.
this is Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Dude, were you drinking the wrong beer? That would be.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, it doesn't say anything on it.
I was drinking the wrong beer.
Okay.
I apologize for all my statements.
I retract.
I retract. Well, I don't retract them.
That's amazing.
I
However,
regret
That's
nothing.
hilarious. I thought
we
you
were
were
all-
just screwing around, but
you know
you're
what?
serious. That's
No.
amazing.
I
know
know
what,
what
though?
lineup wrong.
You know what though? You were so adamant about some things. You were starting to win us all over to your point too, though. So
Except no.
It's good though.
So-
I mean, I love a Russian Imperial. I mean, just
and this
in
is
general.
a classic.
Yeah, there it
I mean,
is. I like it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We're good.
I like that one.
You went from,
Hey, we did it. We did it.
went from a 2 to a 5 in like a second and a half. Yeah.
No, but the molasses on this is like so. The viscosity on it,
You can
is-
taste every
is
molasses.
so lovely. But I just don't. For
Especially
the
the
vanilla
middle part.
beans that went into this, I'm not necessarily getting a lot of vanilla.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm still if it's there, it's
But-
in the background because I'm just getting the fruits.
The dark fruits all day.
Yeah.
I still feel like the vanilla is cutting out some of those dark fruits that you could be getting.
I definitely get a fig kind of figgy
Yeah.
flavor.
It's changing
but
as it
that
warms
vanilla
up a
bean
little
on the
bit,
finish is what I'm getting
Oh, okay.
now.
Okay.
Let me just, these are my statements.
I can't wait to
now.
find out like what it is you actually drank. We're going to come back to that. We got to know when we get to the
Oh,
thing.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
this is actually it's good. I do think they could have gone without the vanilla beans though. I'm going to stick with that.
Reverend Mark, what do you think?
I think it is a little bit sweet on the backside more than I still
That's how
like
he
it.
likes his ladies, not his beers.
Wow.
Thank
Hey,
you.
man.
But for bourbon
I like
barrel,
this.
that adds another kind of, register of
Another layer.
flavors that you're normally not factoring in.
Sure.
So I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to rate now that we are all tasting the 2022 Grand Inquisitor.
Who wasn't tasting that? Come on, guys.
I don't know. I mean, it's
we
with the
are going to
program.
rate
We don't
that a nice 4.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to tease you, right?
Hey, man, I
But
earned that
it's-
one today.
Yes.
Do you know what would be awesome is if like we were drinking these beers and it wasn't almost 90 degrees outside. I'm sorry, I can't get over it.
know.
I'm
I
so
know.
mad. I'm so mad that tomorrow's October
There is
and
no
like
fall.
looking at the forecast, it's like I
But
want to
next week,
I want to
it'll
burn
change.
things.
Yeah. But
No, no, it's not. Next week where it's like so hot. I want to burn things.
Well, next weekend it's going to be cold.
it better
We
be.
could hope. We could
You,
hope.
you
Maybe
need to
at 2
promise
in the
me.
morning.
Yeah, at 2 a.m. Right? Honey, come outside. It feels like fall.
Get up, kids.
Okay. Well, we'll be back with more in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. So today's episode is a Iron Hill Brewery takeover, courtesy of Rev Mark being the best beer mule ever.
This could be the 87% worth of alcohol I've just ingested in the last 5 minutes, but I feel pretty good.
Do you? Yeah.
You look good, baby.
I'm kind of
You look
Yeah.
good.
I'm kind of a
All
fan
right.
of Iron Hill
All
right
right.
now.
But now his shirt's off.
Well,
It's true. And if you
mean-
would just stop tweaking your nipples, I mean, I don't know if that's like a personal
Well, if you would start.
Wonderful.
I'm not watching, but I can't look away.
okay. Well, let's get into a little story time before we get to some more beer.
I have a story.
All right,
Tell us the story.
All right, guys, this is true. True story.
It's always true.
Really
Whether it
happened.
happened or not, we don't know.
Actually,
but,
the truth. Police rushed to report of a ritual mass killing, but it was just a yoga class. Savasan, huh? It seems like a concerned onlooker in Lincolnshire, England, took corpse pose a little too literally. According to a Facebook post by Seascape Cafe at the Observatory, a cafe that also a community space, art gallery, and exercise place,
Exorcism place?
a passerby mistook the final resting position the entire class was participating in for a mass killing. The final resulting pose, also known as corpse pose or savasana, usually occurs at the end of a yoga class in which people lie on their backs with their eyes closed in order to sink into a meditative state,
So basically, they're like nap time.
which is what's going to
playing
happen
dead?
to us after the
Yeah.
next 2 barley wines.
Yeah.
The unidentified person reported a mass killing in our building, having seen several people laying on the floor, the Seascape Cafe Facebook post reads, which actually turned out to be the yoga class and meditation. We're not a part of any mad cult or crazy clubs, the post continues. All in all, the situation turned out positive, and we are, of course, grateful. Lincolnshire police confirmed to Sky News and the BBC that the officers received a call about the incident at 8:56 p.m. from a caller with good intentions.
Isn't that what
so
every
British.
You know what this makes me think
is
of?
so British.
You remember Bewitched and the neighbor lady who was
Yeah.
always
Mrs.
looking through the-
Kravitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't that what every yoga people say though? We're not a cult.
Yeah, we're not a cult. First sign that you're a cult.
Yeah.
You're
Now,
not a cult.
now take off your pants.
Millie Laws, who taught the yoga class, went into more details about the incident with the Washington Post Friday. Mills told the Post that 7 students were lying on their backs for about 30 minutes as she banged on a shamanic drum in a dark room. That's a cult. By just
Such a
candles
cult.
during Wednesday's hour and a half restorative yoga class when they sacrificed the cat with the ritual knife. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry.
That was a bit of ad lib.
Yeah. Mills said she noticed a couple outside the studio walking a dog and peering through the window at what must have been a very bewildering scene for them. Abner! They reported to the police that they'd seen somebody walking around a room lit up with candles and what looked like a dead people laying all over the floor and the murdered cat. Sorry, that was, again, just
It
embellishment.
must have been Schrodinger's cat.
Like, or was it?
Is it?
Or
Was it?
Or was it?
Ooh.
The couple thought it was some sort of a ritual mass killing. Jeez, guys, come on. Like,
Like,
Britain,
Jonestown, come on.
Britain switched to decaf tea. Come
Yeah.
on. Mills added to the Post that the class had already ended by the time a horde of police officers had shown up. Namaste, fools. And the yogis
Get on the
experienced a
ground.
lovely relaxation session with no interruptions, thankfully. The cafe also thanks the police on Facebook for their prompt response and said that their boot leather tasted delicious.
So if the police go to a yoga class and say, get on the ground and spread them, I mean, they could really.
Yeah, but it's
You
going to
get
be
out there.
really stanky by the end. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
hot yoga, you don't want
Ooh.
people to spread them.
Yeah.
That's not going to end.
That's
well.
not a pleasant.
Unspread them, unspread them.
No.
Close them.
Could you turn
Yeah.
into a ball now? Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
That was a great story, Sparky.
Well, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
wow.
Like, how do you automatically go to ritual mass murder?
I mean, the candles, also the blood smears that were written in patterns all over
Sure,
the floor.
sure.
Yeah, I mean that's what throws
Some
you.
chick
It had
beating a
nothing to do
drum.
with that Jonestown documentary she was watching.
No, well, it's true.
Yeah,
But
wow.
that flavor aid was so good.
So good.
Was there a little boy going, red rum?
Red rum, red rum, red rum. Yeah.
You know, I think it was juvie juice is what they were.
Stay off the
Go
juvie
back,
juice,
go back
people.
for another can. Just try it. See what happens to you.
Wow. Okay, so let's get back to some.
All right.
Speaking of
Saint
beautiful
Malty.
dark beer, let's go to the 2022 Saint Malty of the Rum
Barger.
Barrel.
This is Saint
This
never
would
tasted
be
this
the one
before
that you
in
had
my
before.
life.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't know what
Juliana,
you're
did you know my nickname in high school was Saint Malty of the Rum Barrel? That's just a weird coincidence.
Wow.
It's true.
It's like it was meant for you to be.
I know. I feel like I'm here at the right place.
Wow. Yes. Okay. This one is only 11.5% ABV.
Man,
This is
Okay. So, a beautiful Belgian quad brewed with pounds and pounds of pale and roasted malts, Belgian candy sugar,
All the candy sugar.
traditional European hops, then aged in rum barrels for a year. That's it. I said a year.
yeah.
Just one?
wow.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I feel like it's like rich and full bodied with notes of brown sugar, juicy dark fruits, and almost like a sweet, spicy complexity from the rum barrels. Is anybody else getting that?
Yes. I agree.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't want to talk about it.
Where's the malt?
That's right. I expected it to be more.
You know,
God, the aroma on
if this was
Yeah,
a
big time.
bourbon barrel aged stout, it would be terrible.
However,
Right,
As a quad,
It's
aged in
not.
rum barrels. Yeah.
Quad in a rum barrel.
They kept throwing the candy sugar in
I would
this
like
guy.
to know what kind of rum barrel this is.
Probably like a Foursquare.
I was just going to say, I'm hoping
I'm
it's
sure
a
they win
Foursquare.
high dollar. Yeah.
Oh. They got a bunch of New England stuff.
This is, I mean, I
Well,
feel
now
like
that-
I'm at a tiki bar having like shots of rum
With a monk.
with a monk.
Yeah.
Well, now
Yeah,
that my
but not a jittery monk.
taste buds and my brain are working together now,
Yeah. How
I
you
don't
feel?
hate it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I actually enjoy quads. Probably my favorites from Oklahoma City, though. from Coop Ale Works.
Oh, yeah.
They got the DNR.
Yeah. Okay. Reverend Mark.
As the Belgian authority.
Well, you know how those are rated. You have, like with within the Trappist tradition, you have the single, the double, the triple, the quadruple, and at least legend has it that during a working day, at the end of the day, the monks from Monday through Saturday could have a single. On Sundays and Sundays only, they could have a double. On high holy days like Easter and Christmas, they could have a triple.
That's when things start to get a little rowdy.
So they believe in Santa?
Yeah, right. And then only when the Pope or a bishop in charge of that diocese showed up could they bring out the quadruple. That's what I've heard.
That's when the dance music started.
So is that why the monks in Rome are always so happy?
Yeah.
No, but that's how they invented trap music.
It's like trance nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what do you think? Are you tasting?
Do you taste a good
quad.
under the rum?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the question. I mean, I do, but I think that the Rum Barrel in particular really pushes it off the scale.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
not in a
cliff?
bad way. Yeah, off the careening off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, therefore I am, that the rum coats it almost.
Yeah.
The Rum Barrel coats it and pushes the
Gives it an
flavor.
outer shell.
Yeah, it gives it that little oomph.
But to me, this is great though, because I don't know why I never thought of putting rum with a quad before.
Oh man, it's perfect.
Right,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
get the
I mean-
molasses and the
Right. But,
yeah, the dark
but
fruits.
I think it's because I have a nice fascination with like these older aged rums because they're just so complex in their own. Like, why fool with Mother Nature? Because it's so
Right.
layered.
That
A
could be-
quad is so layered. Why put them together?
It's
I
like
think you-
onions.
But now I get but now I
can
get
tell-
it.
This is
tell
like
you what.
a Belgian Boilermaker. Just
It is.
a glass
Exactly
of
right.
quad.
Sure.
Drop a shot of rum in it.
Yeah.
Boom, you're done.
And
Yeah.
No, literally.
And
you're
again,
done.
the whole cold day thing, if you could have this and we do have just a couple ounce pour here, but a small snifter on a very cold day, not a hot as Hades day,
Sure.
would make it even nicer.
Yeah, like oh my god, imagine just sipping this as it warms up next to a fire outside. Like that'd be badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a good cigar.
Yeah.
I like those things. They're delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
great.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No, this is. I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah, man, I
No.
love quads. I mean, these just
Yeah.
it's good. Good job, guys.
Great. Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do your
We are
thing.
going to rate the St. Malty of the Rum Barrel a 4, though some of us might venture into 5 too.
All right, let's just go 5.
Okay, 5.
Go far.
5 it is.
Attaboy, St. Malty. You did it.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, is the 2022 Jittery Monk Rye Whiskey Barrel Aged Belgian Triple.
By the
See,
way,
now,
thanks.
I'm curious to why we went. Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No.
Well, I'm wondering why
It's the
we
same
went
thing.
quad before the tripel.
Well, that's
That's how they were in the box.
so. This one is
a palate
9% ABV. This trickster of a Belgian-style triple spent time aging on Tally-Ho Coffee Roasters coffee beans in Dad's Hat rye whiskey barrels. It is deceptively easy to drink with notes of roasted coffee, vanilla, sweet banana, and spicy rye whiskey.
I get almost all those things.
Don't be
Dad's
fooled
Hat
by
rye.
its pale color, which honestly, I don't find it too much paler than, well, maybe.
No,
a
it's
little.
pretty
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, so I
Okay.
haven't tasted this yet. I just spent some time playing on the nose, and I didn't know the coffee thing, but that was the first thing that hit me in the face was the coffee piece, and
Wow.
there's
this
a
is-
lot going on
That's an unusual adjunct
for
this.
Yeah.
tripel.
For a triple.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's not what you expect.
Wow.
It's almost like if you made like a blonde coffee stout, kind of
See,
thing.
I think the rye
Oh wow.
with the
Right?
coffee doesn't work well with this. Unpopular opinion, probably. I think pick one or the other.
I'm definitely getting the spiciness from the rye.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would like to see more of that rye and less of that coffee.
Okay.
Because I get a lot of coffee on the mouth feel. And when it coats your mouth, you get a lot of that coffee, the earthiness from the coffee. And that rum barrel not rum, but that rye barrel just dissipates. The spice is there and then it's gone.
I don't think I've ever.
I'm getting alcohol.
I get booze and I get a lot of fruitiness out of this.
I'm not getting any of the banana, but I'm with you, Barger. I'm getting lots of the coffee.
Yeah.
And that's kind of stopping me from the other stuff. I'm going to have to.
I wonder if colder, because they're kind of room temperature at this
By
point.
now,
but
yeah.
like, I wonder if colder, if that rye pops out more.
Oh,
I'm getting the rye at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
getting rye at the end.
That's
and
where
I'm
the
getting
alcohol's coming from.
Bit of banana.
The sweet banana.
Yeah. Yeah, like an overripe banana.
Hey, but
Yeah.
could you drink 2 pints of this and still be
No.
standing? Okay, just checking.
I think
This
half a
is
pint.
this is definitely a sharing around the table.
Yeah.
This is Happy Monk celebrating something.
Is this a you pair this with like a dessert, right?
Ooh, yeah, I like that, Dave. That's a good way to do it.
Bananas Foster, is that what you're
Right.
thinking?
Oh man, I
That would
haven't
be
made
good
that
with
in a
this.
hot minute.
Tiramisu.
Some banana pudding.
Oh, tiramisu. With that creaminess to
Key lime pie.
really?
No, I was just trying to make
Okay.
you guys.
I'm
You
like-
just
What
is it?
really
Easy saying
like,
stuff.
yeah, that was a good mind.
That was a wrench in the
mess.
machine
Yeah.
there.
Okay, that was
I like this.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike. Thanks, Mike.
He's gonna be in every.
That's his
episode.
favorite soundbite, by the way. He told me.
yeah, this
If we could only chat AI that into this raspberry is delicious.
I'm working on that. There's something in the works. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, this tastes totally different when it's colder.
Oh,
I mean,
is
like
it?
completely
Let's have
different.
some.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, and here's a fresh cup if you need.
I got a fresh cup
Okay.
right here. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
I think this definitely improves by not being as warm. It settles it down a little bit and kind of mellows
Even
out
the
flavors.
nose. Even the nose is different.
Yeah,
Which is
that's interesting.
weird because
Because
usually
you get
think
really
that-
rum forward nose. Like you get the boozy, but you can really distinctly.
Yeah.
Are you
Smell
drinking the
that
right
rum.
beer again?
Completely different
I don't know.
when it's cool.
It's been a long
Completely
day.
different. Well, you just drank about 50% alcohol's worth of beer.
And personally,
wow.
I prefer just like a straight up tripel, more on the dry, spicy side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Myself,
what it's
myself.
Just, I mean, that's the natural what I expect with Tripel. I mean,
But see, colder, it actually does what I
Holy
said
cow.
it would. The rum's
Yeah.
on the front, and then you
Yeah.
get your coffee on the back.
you're totally right, Barger.
Oh,
I mean, that's
that wow.
100%.
This is like spice, then coffee, then banana, but like all blending really well.
yeah.
Well, everything's compacted when it's cold.
So,
Yeah, I
so
know,
don't
but
let this
like,
get to
wow.
room temperature. Drink it
Okay.
cold. Drink it fast.
And I would have thought
slam it.
that.
I'm
that
going to
would
need you to
drink it a little
shotgun a
warmer.
750.
Should we do a funnel of this a bomber of this
Yeah.
beer? Yeah.
Well,
Let's
I
go.
mean, yeah, why not?
Why shouldn't we?
But-
we're not
This
we're
or
not
what?
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Forever.
Wow. This is yeah.
I like it better cold.
Okay. Okay. We are going to rate the Jittery Monk Rye Whiskey Barrel Aged Belgian Triple.
Was that a gang sign? you
A
had?
4. I think it was a. Yeah.
Suds for life.
So I think it's safe to say that
Good job, Iron Hill.
Iron Hill
Yeah, good
does
job.
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
with the IPAs. And they do really well with the barrel aged series too. I mean, these 3 were all barrel aged in different types. And they're all like big beers to begin with, but I liked how you still got to taste a little bit of everything there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of breweries, when you get a barrel aged something, it just sort of is overwhelmed.
True.
You know what I mean? And almost like one dimensional. You could just get more booze.
Yeah. You can tell they've been at this for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
a
mean,
second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Good job.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today. Yeah, this was pretty cool. Reverend Mark, thank you again so much.
Yeah, thank you.
for-
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, no, great idea. Good old Boy Barger, thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm going to tell everybody to keep on smoking.
Reverend Mark, thanks so much for being here.
Always glad to be here.
Good old boy Sparky, thanks for being here.
This counts towards my community service hours, so if you could just fill out this form.
After you mow the
I will
yard.
do that. Good old bay Dave, say goodbye.
Good old Bay Dave. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
This is good old Gal Juliana. Keep on chuggling, and we'll catch you next time.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tappity.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone. Play podcast Sip Suds and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands,
Millions and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip Suds and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see y'all next time.